You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do our review for Better Call Saul. Yes, Better Call Saul. So as many of you, if you watch all my videos, you know by now that I was sick last week. If not, yes, I was sick last week. That's why I did not do the review for last week's episode. And because it's a bit of a late show, I'm finding that it's probably better I start doing them the next day. You know, I have neighbors, and 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night to do a review. Pretty late. I'm pretty loud down here. They can hear me. So, but we'll see how that plays out going forward. So just to briefly touch on last week's episode, I was surprised that he took the money from the Kettlemens. I wasn't expecting that, but I think in his mind it's a lesser of two evils, where he probably doesn't want to get involved with guys who murder and deal drugs, where the Kettlemens are not really a threat. If he, you know, he knows that if he takes the money and he walks away, they're not going to go and kill anybody. So far, you know, who knows? So I thought it was a little surprising. It was a good episode. I liked the way he, you know, kind of basically copied the law firm and used that as leverage to pretty much promote himself, and it's paid off. Maybe not the way he hoped, but obviously we saw in this episode, and now moving into last night's, that he had a lot of different appointments. He met a lot of different potential clients, made a little bit of money, and he's trying to focus on elderly law. The one, you know, I really thought he came off like a shoe when he went to see Rick, and he's talking about giving him $1 million, $500 up front. He gives him this money, and it's printed money with his own face, which has no value. You know, the situation with his brother Chuck is very interesting, because up until last night's episode, I'm pretty sure we all thought that his condition was legit. I mean, when you think about all the different changes he put himself through in terms of his house and all this stuff, you're thinking, wow, this guy really must be going through this. And then the doctor switches on the bed and he's fine. Now, granted, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here and be objective, because he did tell the doctor that certain frequencies trigger the pain and the side effects. So maybe the bed just did not have that frequency, but it really looks like they're playing it off as he is full of crap. Now, I'm not 100% sure why he would be doing this if he's lying, but maybe he does legitimately have a mental condition. And if he does, and Saul puts him in a mental institute, then yeah, he can cash him out. And that would obviously, Hammond would not like that. You know what I mean? So that's going to be an interesting development, because now Saul has to consider his brother. He has to consider whether A, putting him in a mental institute is really the best thing for him. And then he can take the cash, not obviously take it on me. I know he'll take care of his brother. But at the same time, still, you know, when you think about a family member, putting them in a mental institute is not easy. So that's going to be an interesting development, because if he does, and he does get that money, then obviously he can really propel his business, and he can really be taken seriously as a lawyer. Now, on the other hand, the interesting thing about last night's episode is, you know, the last couple of episodes we've seen Mike, you know, he's working the parking lot, and he's had a very, very small part in what's been going on. But here is where I'm looking forward to next week's episode. So Mike seems to be in some trouble, or we don't 100% know why. I'm sure that I'm just drawing a blank right now. I think he might have alluded to what's going on now on Breaking Bad, but I can't remember. Too many shows, too many, you know, overload, information overload. But nonetheless, he draws, I still call him Saul, but he draws James's business card and slides it across the table. So now this is probably how the relationship develops between him and Mike, which we know later, if you watch Breaking Bad, obviously Saul recommended him to, he recommends Mike to Heisenberg at some point. And then later on, obviously we find out Mike works with Gus and things of that nature. So I thought it was a very interesting episode, a good development. I thought they were planting a lot of seeds. I still want to see what's going to happen with Nacho and James, because obviously Nacho made a threat. I'm sure that's going to come back to bite James in the ass. But we know at this point that James has the gift of gab. He will always talk his way out of trouble. He's got some money under his belt. He's trying to develop some things. We all know that old elderly law probably won't last too long, but I think he'll keep utilizing that as a quick way to make a couple of bucks, you know, writing a will for $150, $200 at a time. We all know that wills get edited, so I think he's looking at that as maybe something stable until something bigger comes along. I like the little slogan he put on the bottom of the Jello cups. Need a will, call McGill. This is brilliant. But overall, I'm still very much enjoying this show. I kind of wish it was on a little bit earlier because I'm not too, like I said, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to lay out the reviews right away, right after the show. I will do my best, but yes, I'm still reviewing the show. I'm still very much enjoying it. I do like Saul Goodman a lot as a character. That was one of the things I loved about Breaking Bad when I binged watch it. So I was obviously looking forward to the show a lot. And I think it's been good. I think it's actually getting better, you know, especially now with what's going on with Chuck, with what's going on with, you know, Saul and what he just did with the law firm and copying and the hair and all that. Obviously, we still know that Nacho and Tuco are probably going to come after him. And, of course, now the development with Mike, which is another character I extremely loved on Breaking Bad. Now we're going to get to see probably him become more involved in the show and see just how him and Saul, or him and James, if you will, develop this relationship that later on they become, I don't want to say business partners, but someone that Saul could call if he needed him. You know, I'm sure Mike never ever liked Saul, but if there's one thing that everybody knows if you watch Breaking Bad is that James McGill, aka Saul Goodman, was damn good at his job. So, and he was damn good at being shady. So we'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to it. Very good episode. Loving the show so far. And let's see how things play out. It's going to be interesting. A lot of things are starting to develop now, so it's getting good. Anyway, guys, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.